143 fam, we're going to take a look at your July horoscopes here. For those of you interested, I'm going to be choosing 2 winners this month for a free reading. If you'd like to be considered, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below your video, and I will notify winners here at the very end of the month. For those of you on Instagram, you can now find me at Tony Nielsen Official. My info's in the box below. If you are still following my Urban Soul Guru account, make sure you make the switch over so we can stay connected. Now, fam, let's take a look and see what's in store for July. Hey, Libra. This reading is for Libra Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to take a look at your general overview first, then love. I'll have timestamps down below. Libra, general overview, July 2020. Libra, general overview, July 2020. I'm hearing that it's time for you to go. It's time to let go of someone or something, Libra. You know who or what that is. It's the first thing, or the first person that comes to mind when I say that. It's time to let go of something. There's an anchor. It feels like an energetic anchor. It may not be done purposefully. Someone or something is like, it's holding you down. It's easier to pull somebody down than it is to pull them up. Be conscious of where that energy is showing up in your life. It is time to move past that. Libra. You'll have that clarity this month. Wow. Release and surrender. Release and surrender the anchors. Release and surrender. Spirit saying the pain. Release and surrender the heaviness. Like, let go of the past. That could be what it's time to let go of. If you're still caught up on someone or something from the past. There's been a lot of loss. There's been challenge after challenge these last couple of months, Libra, but I feel like this goes deeper. This feels like a karmic cycle. I'm hearing like a rebuilding of a business that you've already had to rebuild, and you're just not sure if you can do it again or maintain a business because it's been so challenging the last couple of months. Release and surrender the worry. Release and surrender the weight. You'll have a better result. Crossing this is play. Your challenge is having fun. I see you so caught up in worry around children, around money, something anchoring you. It could be the worry that's anchoring you so you can't move forward. You have to get back to some time for you. Play with your children. Be outside. Allow your inner child to play. Ground yourself. Connecting to Mother Earth. Big outcome card for you. Just like jumps off the table. Surrounding yourself with flowers, with beautiful things. But not superficial beauty, you know? Mother Earth beauty. Really surrounding yourself. Being outdoors. Feeling the grass on your bare feet. That kind of energy. Letting your past go. Blessing in disguise. I think some of you have just gone through a tremendous amount of loss. Child at the bottom of the deck here. Family at the bottom of the deck, okay? It feels more in love than in family. It feels also business related. It's time to go. And this may have been forced. Venus in retrograde may have forced some people to step out of the picture. People you thought would have never closed the door on you. Or you never would have thought you would have had the courage to walk away from. Including businesses. Including businesses you've invested a ton of time and money into. Journeys. But it feels like you wanted something to last, and no matter how you tried, it just wouldn't work out anymore. This is anchoring you, but it's actually a blessing in disguise for something bigger and better. It feels more beneficial for your children. There's a lot of child energy, but I'm also feeling a lot of healing around children. So make sure you're doing inner child work if you haven't been doing inner child work lately. That playtime, having fun, that is inner child work in and of itself, but you may need some more extensive energy work to clear some of this energy. If you get through the first 2 weeks of July and you're still feeling anchored and you can't move forward, get some energy work done or do it for yourself, okay? As early on in the month as possible, especially if you're already coming into the month feeling like you're being anchored, feeling like something's pulling you down. But there's a person involved. I think for some of you this is a romantic relationship that you may have had to step away from. Let's see how this applies to love. Libra and love. Libra and love. Venus won't allow those people to anchor you anymore. some relationships ended and it was very forceful and it was very difficult to handle. Even if you're the one who walked away, there's been struggle with that. You've maybe second guessed that. It's time for you to fly. It's time for you to move on. It's time for you to soar. So even if it's just somebody you want status quo and you want bigger, more passionate dreams to come through to fruition, it could just be mismatched energy, a lack of compatibility in some ways, you know? But it was still toxic. It was still holding you back, and Venus won't allow that anymore. One more shuffle. We'll get you some cards here. Libra in love, July 2020. Your situation is this could be the one. If you let go of the past, somebody long-lasting, somebody truly compatible comes in. I do feel like some of what you let go of benefits a committed relationship. So for those of you who have already called in the one, that weight was hurting your relationships. It was stealing time from your partner. Or you may feel like they didn't have enough time for you. There's more romance, there's more connection, crossing this religious factors, spiritual factors. I'm feeling a little bit of a clash with religions here. Calling in somebody who is so awesome for you, but family having an issue because religious beliefs, spiritual beliefs are not in alignment. You may have a hard time being with somebody who isn't open to the spiritual realm, who won't entertain those conversations with you. That may not work. This could be a beautiful soul, but if they won't open up, again, that's an anchor because it would prevent you possibly from evolving and moving forward. Pulling a few outcome cards here for you. You need friends. Child and children is coming up again in this. You deserve love. I feel like some of you have called in a partner you thought that they were the one, and yet they triggered something in you that made you feel unlovable. Like you are too much to handle. You're not too much to handle. Your spirituality, your wisdom, your depth, that's not too much to handle. That's somebody who is mismatched. That is somebody who won't grow at the same pace as you, and they're weighing you down. But I feel like somebody's words have weighed you down. Make sure you're working on this. Those people will be weeded out at this time. They probably already have been. If you're still feeling heaviness and you're feeling weight and you're struggling, make sure you're spending time with friends. I know it's been really hard the last couple of months to socialize, social distancing, all of that. Social distance, but make sure you are still socializing, okay? Even with your masks on at 6 feet apart, but make sure you're connecting to friends, even if it's on FaceTime, even if it's not in person. You need your friends right now. More importantly, something around children. You're worried about a child, or your inner child is very triggered because of love, because of something somebody said. It feels like more like hurtful words than hurtful actions. It could have been something that was done that was hurtful that triggered an inner child issue, but it's really just a mirror into what you can heal. Okay, so your challenge isn't just this being an issue in love, but using this, understanding that soulmates show up to teach us lessons. They expose our wounds, okay? So they are a blessing in disguise. Whether they stay or they choose to step out of the picture at this time, allow that to heal the inner child. Use this time to heal the inner child. Bottom of the deck is unrequited love. Again, somebody maybe you thought was the one, and they turned out to be a very different version than what they sold you. You may be falling out of love with them or the situation at this time, or just simply you're not able to match the love anymore because you realize they're anchoring you. So you may be choosing to step out of the picture. They may be the one grieving and feeling unloved or unlovable because you're choosing to move on to something that is higher vibing for you. That's their journey and that's their inner child work to work through. You don't have to heal that. Don't say hurtful things though. I have to caution you. It's you or a partner. Someone may say something if they haven't already that is just painful, that they can't take back, and that's going to do some harm to somebody's inner child, or a child is going to overhear the conversation and it's going to hurt the child in some way. So be careful with words. Mercury is retrograde. Be careful with words. Even things that you say that you don't even mean to be hurtful may come across as hurtful miscommunications at this time. So be conscious of that. But I see movement forward. I see some of you moving past relationships, people that you thought you'd spend the rest of your life with, and having to come to terms with moving on now. I feel like Venus has already given you that clarity if that pertains to you. But then there's still healing on the back side of this. For those of you who have come out of the Venus retrograde, it's still intact. The relationship is still intact and it's still strong. Somebody still needs to heal the inner child. It may not be the partner that said something hurtful. It could have been a parent. It could have been a friend. It could have been an ex who circled back and said something. I am just feeling inner child really triggered right now. So make sure you're healing that. That is going to repair love. For those of you who are in committed relationships, doing that inner child work is actually going to strengthen your bond right now. It's going to clear the air of some sort, okay? Libra, if you feel like you need more clarity than this, reach out. I'm available for private readings, for private healing sessions. I'm only taking on emergency healings and readings at this time, but I am here for you if you need me. Reach out. I will be back mid-month for your mid-month love reading, but in the meantime, I'm sending you so much love, light, gratitude. I'll see you back here soon. Ciao.